And here we are at the beautiful parklands of Floyd's Fork. Say hi, Mary.
Hi.
This is Mary Simon. That's Winston, and believe it or not, we've got a Wyatt with us today. So this is awesome. Mary has Outdoor Dog Adventures, which is a really cool business that I found out about a few months ago at one of the typical things that we would go to promote our various enterprises. I was there with Puppy Pack Adventures. Mary was there with Outdoor Dog Adventures, and I thought, what a combination this could be. We're going to just have to go out and find out what we have in common. So Mary, just describe Outdoor Dog Adventures for me.
All right, well, we're a dog walking and hiking company, so we provide walks of varying lengths and also hikes in various wooded areas around here.
Like this one. This is the Coppist Woods Trail, and
yes.
Gosh, it's so beautiful here at the parklands of Floyd's Fork. We can get into the shade and get out of that bright sunshine, and then there are creeks. Do you let them go into the creeks?
Yes, Wyatt loves the water. Winston,
Wyatt,
not
you're
so
so
much,
cute. Wyatt actually looks a little bit like my Wyatt.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? And Winston's a great big, what?
Standard poodle.
Is he really?
Yep, he's got an outdoorsy standard poodle haircut.
Yeah, he does. He's just as cute as a button. I don't know what it is out here. Maybe Darlene Brumley can tell me, the mother of the Quad Squad. What is it about dogs that eat leaves? Darlene?
I don't know, but there is something out here that they just love to eat.
They do. Mine do too. So hi, Debbie. Hi, Laura. We're continuing to walk. Kim Kelly and John Ross. Glad to have you guys all with us. Mary Simon, owner of Outdoor Dog Adventures, is walking with me in the parklands of Floyd's Fork on one of my favorite trails, and obviously one of Wyatt and Winston. Well, how did you get interested in doing this particular kind of work, Mary? What drew you to create Outdoor Dog Adventures?
Well, Winston and Wyatt are pretty high energy dogs, and I love hiking and the outdoors in general, and just noticed what a difference it made for them when they got more exercise, and it's really hard for people in their daily lives to find time to exercise their dogs as much as the dogs need.
That's true.
And everyone's a lot happier when they are exercised.
Exactly. Hi there, Wyatt. How you doing?
And I also just love the idea of providing, mental stimulation, something a little bit different. On the hikes, they get to sniff things. It's really, a very enriched sort of experience.
Yeah, being outdoors is the best part of all. Just not having to lie around in a house or an apartment all day waiting for mom and dad to get home.
Ooh, spiderweb.
I know, they're every place.
Oh,
so, I know, I walk along swinging my arm in front of me like this.
Man.
Whoops, Wyatt,
I don't
you
have
okay?
a spider on my face.
Hang on, let's see. Let me do an inspection. No spiders.
Oh, man.
No spiders. I'll let you know if I see one, though.
Oh, boy, I do not like this feeling.
Here, what we'll stop for just a second. Stop for just a second.
Oh.
Here's what we'll do. We shall carry the spider swatter, and we'll go like this in front of ourselves. Hi, Darlene. Watch out for those spider webs, Darlene says.
Thank you, Darlene.
I love it. Thanks, Darlene.
Hey, Winnie.
Uh-oh.
Keep walking there.
Hang on again. Winnie took my mic right off my body.
Sorry about that. Hey,
Oh,
Winston,
it's okay.
Come over
Winnie,
here, bud.
Winnie, you're awesome. Here, hang on to that for just a second so everybody can see how beautiful you are. Tell me about these two dogs.
Well, Winston is a 5-year-old standard poodle. They're both rescues. We've had each of them since they were 4 months old.
Aw.
So they came to us with, some rough edges, and like every one of us, they're works in progress, but they are my babies, and I don't know what my husband and I would do without them.
All right.
They're incredible.
Tell me about the hubby. Is he involved in Outdoor Dog Adventures as well?
He is. He sure is. And honestly, he's the one who made me really take the plunge into this. We had talked about it for a long time, and he's the one who said, let's take that chance. And he built a website that night. Yep.
And here we go. Oh, he built the website that night. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
To have a husband who can build the website. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
These guys get in front of you sometimes. Now, what do you think he is? What is Wyatt?
We actually know for sure. We did a wisdom panel DNA test on him.
Wisdom panel.
Yeah. So he's 50% Australian cattle dog.
Okay, I can see that.
Also called a red heeler.
Yeah.
37.5% American Labrador.
Okay.
As opposed to the English type.
Yes.
And 12.5% other stuff from the hound, herding, and sporting groups.
Oh my God, isn't that funny? Other stuff.
Other stuff.
Is that what they technically describe it as? Other stuff?
I think they had something a little more eloquent. But
And this guy is a purebred.
he's a purebred.
He's beautiful.
Thank you.
I have a friend named Lila who has beautiful standard poodles, show poodles.
Oh.
And she goes down to River Road where I go with the dogs. And Gracie is in love with Bjorn, who is a great big male. I don't know what it is that she likes about the great big, brightly colored male dogs, but she certainly does. You know, this is a place that I love to come with the dogs because you were saying just a minute ago, they love to sniff, they love to walk. One thing that I always get discouraged about is seeing people taking their dogs on walks and just dragging them along until they go to the bathroom and not understanding that sniffing is like the major part of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's their main sense, you know, in a way that we'll never understand as human beings, but it's so important to their happiness and well-being. And actually, you know, it's a big part of tiring them out during a walk too, right?
Exactly.
You've got the physical exercise, but you've also got that mental component of them sniffing things, engaging with you, you know, maybe doing training, things like that. So
yeah, well, that's the key, is just to, you know, to make sure that they have the capability of being able to keep their brain stimulated. And I think that works hard to prevent dementia from setting in, like just with humans too.
Yep, super important.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about the concept of outdoor dog adventures. You can come and actually take people's dogs out for walks or hikes or strolls like a regular pet sitter would or a pet walker would. But this is carrying it a little bit beyond that. So we brought your two dogs today because we knew we were going to be doing this interview, and they're maybe a little bit more predictable than another person's dog. But just talk to me about how it would happen, how it would be arranged for you to actually pick up somebody's dogs and say, hey, we're going on an hour-long hike.
Okay. Well, so the first step is, you know, once the person contacts us, we set up an initial consultation where we meet, and that can take anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour or more sometimes. And we just talk about the dog, go over every little detail of what the dog's afraid of, what the dog enjoys, everything like that, the medical history. And then, you know, once it seems like the dog's a good candidate, oh yeah, and that could also involve probably meeting another dog as well, just to see, you know, how does this dog do on a leash
Very important.
near other dogs.
Keep going, Wyatt. You're doing great.
Yeah, you're doing a good job, bud.
They are being so good.
They are my babies.
They are good puppies.
Good boys. So yeah, once they meet another dog and, you know, we determine that they're a good candidate for doing something as a group, and it would be a maximum of 4 dogs, but once we determine they're a good candidate, then we'd sign up. I would come pick them up, take them to whatever trail we're doing that day, and we would walk it, and then I bring them home again.
That's pretty good. And so what is your area of, I know sometimes dog walkers will say, well, I'll go in a 3-mile radius of where I live. What is your area of town, if there is one, Mary?
So basically 40245, that area code, zip code, what are some things that are near it? We've only lived here a couple of years.
Mall St. Matthews, Shelbyville Road. Shelbyville Road pretty much, you know, St. Matthews is 40205 in the Highlands too.
Yep.
So 40206, 40207.
Yep, do those, yep.
And so it's pretty much East End and the Highlands.
Yep, and all the way to Germantown, and then
Yes.
up towards, like I think Norton Commons is
Oh,
the
yeah.
highest we go, northward.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What would it take, tell me cost-wise, what would it take to sign up for having your dog picked up? Is it typical that they would have you pick them up every day, or is it a weekly thing? Or
I mean, it's up to the person.
what do you get the most of?
We're pretty flexible with it, so it could be a couple of times a week, several times a week, or once a week. It would need to be a recurring schedule with the hikes usually.
Yes.
Although sometimes we have people do it sporadically, and that can be okay too.
Sure.
So $50 for a hike, and that includes the pickup and drop off. It would be $40.
You're not charging to hike me, are you?
I'm not charging IQ. Nope. Nope. All for free. I'm very glad to be here.
Yeah, me too.
And it's 40 if it's more than once a week or more than one dog.
Okay, so you get a discount for
Yeah,
consistency.
40 per dog, yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Let's stop down here at this log for
Sure.
a minute because I want to show people something important.
All right.
These creeks are dry right now. They're pretty much dried up. And as we look down towards the lake, there's a lot of muck. And I saw a dog the other day get stuck.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was kind of scary. So you have to stop and think about, when you're out here, there are inherent dangers
Yeah.
that you have to be really aware of. And one of the things that had happened to me a couple of weeks ago was I looked down and Gracie was barking her head off and Brady was standing on top of a snake.
Oh my gosh.
It was like right under here, so right under his little body. And I was saying to him, Brady, come here, Brady. Walk very slowly, Brady.
Oh my gosh.
And the dogs are going crazy. And I'm thinking, how often do you run into situations like that where you might have a bear or a coyote or a snake or some other aggressive kind of beast?
So far, so good. We
Yeah.
haven't had any issues with those, but it's definitely something to think about. What could go wrong out here?
Yeah, and I know you have to think about that when you've got other people's animals.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's one of the reasons our walkers are first aid and CPR certified.
Yeah, because
with
look at all
dogs.
this gear. You're
Yeah.
covered with gear. Spin
Oh,
around
yeah.
back. Look at that. Look at that. Fanny pack. Yeah, that's a good one.
I got a few
CPR
things.
CPR certified is really important too.
Yeah, and it's also part of the reason that we do just strictly on leash hikes too. That can
Yeah.
control a little bit more of the situation. So
Yeah.
hopefully, if the snake is in the distance rather than underneath the dog, I can be like, "Hey, let's not go near the snake."
That was pretty scary. I'd never
Oh my
even seen a
gosh.
snake out here, and he was like, I don't know what the problem is. I'm just standing here. Gracie immediately burst into prayer. Dear God, please don't let that snake eat Brady. And Wyatt said, I'm running in the other direction. I don't want to have anything to do with this snake. Winston, wait till you become an honorary member of the puppy pack, and then you will get a voice too. Or does he already have a voice?
Oh, there are lots of voices.
Okay, if I point towards Wyatt, tell me what he sounds like.
Oh my gosh. Can I do it on the spot? I don't know. Let's see. Wyatt, load up.
Look at that. Oh, look at you.
Yes, I'm just trying to be a good boy, and I'm always working really hard just to try to make Mom happy. I'm afraid of like a lot of things, but I'm always working really hard on it, and I just want to be a good boy.
Oh, that's very good. What about this little monkey?
Winston would be like, "Where's Daddy?" It's a bit muddy out here. I'm not quite sure
Winston
about
is
getting my-
English, is that what it is?
Yeah.
He's Great Britain. I love that.
I'm not so sure about my paws getting wet.
Oh my gosh, you're a big strong boy, Winston. You can handle it. I know you can.
I do not usually do their
I
voices for
appreciate
the
you
rest of the
sharing
world,
that
so-
with me. That was awesome. Well, let's just take a look at who's watching us because this is kind of important.
Okay.
I always like to acknowledge people who are tuned in. And by the way, I broke my glasses, so I'm wearing old glasses and I can't see anything out of them, which just is terrible. Donna Hone, we're glad to have you with us today. Hey, Melanie Armstrong. Tom Boone is watching. Great musician. James Green is here with us. Michelle Black-White, best name ever. Bev Wethington is here. Jim Coyle. Leslie Adams. Hi, Rosebud, my niece from Atlanta.
Aw.
Kelly Rose Magnuson is watching. I promise I'll call you on my way home. Don Birch, Linda Hayes. Hey, Linda. Say hi to everybody at Urban Village Veterinary Care for me. Ann Smith Burdette, Terry Howard, Caroline Johnson. Hi, Caroline. How are you? Cassie Simon from Washington, D.C. Troy Harbin, Kevin Bach is watching. So what we're doing today, folks, is we are out with this lovely lady, Mary Simon, who is in full television makeup. I love it. Here I am looking like I do, and here's Mary looking perfect. Even the dogs have makeup on. Look at those boys. Wyatt,
Yeah, he's got some
say
eyeliner.
hi. You got
definitely.
some eyeliner on you, don't you, Winston? You look fabulous. You don't need any help. We're at the Parklands of Floyd's Fork. We're actually on the, what do we call this, coppiced
Woods Trail.
What
yeah.
is a coppiced wood?
I was wondering the same
We
thing
need to
yesterday.
Google that. Does anybody, can anybody put coppiced, C-O-P-P-I-C-E-D, coppiced wood into their Google and see what we can find out, because I'd like to know exactly what a coppiced wood trail is. It's absolutely glorious, and I'll just kind of give you a quick walk around. Wouldn't you like to be doing this at 5 o'clock on hump day? It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One of the things about this trail that I notice every time I come out is the landscape is so gentle. It's rolling. There aren't any really, really difficult hills. Some of the other trails are a little tougher.
Yeah.
There also are not bicyclists. I don't think I ever see them on this trail. Do you run into them?
I have yet to run into a cyclist on this trail.
Yeah.
And that is, I have to say, one of the nice things about it, if you're with dogs, depending on the dogs that I'm with and how they feel about bicycles, this can be a particularly good trail.
Yeah, well, I like this too because every time I've ever come out here, the bicyclists are on the roadway, and the people and the dogs are on the trail, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's continue our little walk here.
Right.
I wanted to stop because I always like to acknowledge the people who are walking with us through Waggin Wednesday, which of course is an hour late today because our very dear friend and wonderful member of the Louisville community, John Asher, who passed away last Monday, was laid to rest today with an absolutely beautiful funeral mass at the Cathedral of the Assumption, and there wasn't a seat left, nor was there a dry eye in the house. And he's meant so much to horse racing. And the man was Churchill Downs, and it's going to be very strange to have Breeders' Cup and Derby without him. The good news is he left a lot of love in his wake, and a lot of people are going to be stepping up to try to help fill those great big shoes. And of course, horse racing in this town is amazing. And I just want to say one thing about this, and then we'll go back to outdoor dog adventures, Mary. You know the old saying, the last shall be first and the first shall be last?
Yeah.
I was sitting in the back of the church more because I was afraid I was going to just burst into crying sobs, and I didn't want to do that in the middle of a billion people. But sitting in front of me in the third row from the back was the most famous jockey in the world, Pat Day.
Oh, wow.
And sitting to my left, about the fourth row from the back, was Donna Brothers, an absolutely incredible woman who has gone from being an extraordinary female jockey to being a horse owner and a TV analyst. She's the one at the end of each Triple Crown race who greets the winner on the horse and interviews them for the first time. Carl Schmidt, who actually hired John Asher at Churchill Downs, sitting another row in front. So I marveled at the fact that these icons of the racing profession, all of whom were very, very close friends of John, honored him from a place not of prominence but of honor. So that was really a cool experience, and I'm very grateful I was able to go. So Mary Simon is the owner of Outdoor Dog Adventures, and we are walking along with a tremendously talented producer and camera operator as we go through the woods, and we are accompanied by the handsome and talented Wyatt. Hi, Wyatt! And Winston, who is over here. Let's see. There's Winston. And I was going to ask you, have you had any experience with ticks this year?
Oh my gosh, the ticks have been terrible this year.
They have. And are you finding them on yourself more or finding them on the dogs more?
I had experiences with both at the beginning of the tick season, so I swiftly changed my ways and started putting tick repellent on myself.
Yeah.
And I think with them, because they hadn't been on the oral tick stuff over the winter, maybe it hadn't built up in their system. Because I've noticed as the summer has gone on, it has not been a problem with them. But there was a day I found about 10 ticks on Wyatt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, see, and I have black dog Wyatt, and then I have black and white Brady and black and white Gracie. So anywhere where the black fur is very, very hard to find ticks.
Yeah.
What is your suggestion for getting a tick off of a dog? How do you do it?
Well, you want to grasp it really close to the head, because you want the head to come out with the tick. You don't want the head of the tick to stay in the dog, because that's an infection risk.
Yes.
So you just want to grasp it close to the head and very gently ease it out, very slowly. And then you've got to kill them. I think they can survive in water for a long time, so you're not supposed to just flush them.
Right.
You got to crush them.
You know, Vicki Petsy, who's the head of the Kentucky Lyme Disease Association, says you have to throw all your clothes in the dryer when you come home for an hour, not in the washer, because they just float up to the surface and they stay with your clothing. And then there's another product that you can get at Walmart. It's called permethrin.
Heard about that.
And you can put it on all your clothes, and thank God I'm wearing clothes that haven't put any DEET on my legs. But I've been wearing, I look really dorky too, but I've been wearing hiking boots and high socks ever since I interviewed Vicky Petsy, because she freaked me the hell out.
Yeah.
About Lyme disease and Ehrlichia and all the other terrible tick-borne illnesses.
Such bad sicknesses.
Rocky
yeah.
Mountain spotted fever, so much more. So I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only person who thinks that there's been a bad tick season.
Yeah, it's been awful.
Where did you guys come here from?
Well, we were in Boston before this.
Yeah.
And then I grew up in Mississippi, and Theo grew up in Texas.
Oh, wow. What part of Mississippi?
Jackson.
Oh my gosh, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
My nephew and his family live down there. I love that
wow.
place. I know. So you didn't have a lot of ticks in Boston, did you?
You know, I probably am just hiking here more than I did up there.
I see.
They would get pretty bad sometimes, though.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't have a whole lot in Oregon, I remember. When I grew up in Oregon, it didn't seem like ticks were a big deal. But here they are, and actually my dogs stay on flea and tick preventative all year round.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should start doing the same.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Especially when you get out into a beautiful wooded area like this. You're constantly brushed. Now this is a wide path, but what we just came through was barely wide enough for the two of us to walk without going single file. But you're constantly brushing up against things, and you know, as we just experienced, a piter on
Yes.
Mary's head, a piter. And then, you know, ticks can actually fall out of the trees too. Okay.
Yeah, and they're amazingly fast as well.
They are fast. So
Yeah.
tell me, how do you identify poison oak and poison ivy? Because my understanding is it can get on dogs' coats, and then you can get it from touching them.
Poison ivy, I have more experience with than poison oak.
All right.
Like that's poison ivy right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Right here?
Stuff with the 3 leaves. Yeah.
3 leaves.
Yeah.
What does it say? Leaves of 3. Let it be.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Poison oak, I think, has 5. I'm not sure. Oh,
Yeah.
Selena Olagus wants you to know she looks like she could play Liz Taylor when Liz was young.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Well, thank you for not, and I should play Liz Taylor when Liz was old. Is that what you're saying, Selena? Selena's a bit of a smart aleck, but I love her. So I'm glad you're watching, Selena. Thank
Good
you
to
for
have you,
being here.
Selena.
Yep, good to have you guys here on Waggin Wednesday. And Mary Simon is our guest today. Outdoor Dog Adventures is the name of her company. She takes the pet walking to a little bit higher level. And today, the higher level is down at the parklands of Floyd's Fork. Let me get a nice close-up here of Winston. These are
boys.
her 2 personal dogs. This is Winston. That's the ever so handsome Wyatt, who remarkably looks like my Wyatt, especially around the eyes and his little face. How old are these 2?
2 and 5.
Oh, they're just adorable.
Yeah.
What have you got in your hair, little buddy?
Oh, all sorts of things.
Oh, they're those little sticky things that you have to
Yeah.
get off. They're nasty.
I'll have to brush them out after this.
Yeah, you'll have to brush them out. And there are also, on this particular Coppice Woods Trail, there are all these little offshoots. And you have to be careful because you are supposed to keep your dogs on leash. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Somehow, however, I don't know how it happens, occasionally my dogs will take a run for it if they're going for the creek, and they can get up on that roadway very easily. So you don't want to let that happen. It's constantly being aware. That's the trick.
Yes.
So, Mary, different types of dogs, of course, have different personalities, just like human beings. Have you ever been in a situation where you've actually come upon a dog who just did not want to go hiking? And in that particular case, what's the solution to the problem?
So didn't want to go hiking as in like fearful or
Yeah.
just feeling lazy or?
Yeah, you said Wyatt was a little skittish.
He is, yeah. Hiking is something he's always loved. If a dog was fearful, it might not be a bad idea for me to do like a private hike with them first. Maybe come out with some treats, get them used to it, and really be able to take it at their own pace. Unless, of course, the presence of other dogs would help them to relax.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever bring the parents?
Not yet, although that's something we've been thinking about doing, is doing a separate, not like a service we'd charge for, but just a fun thing where we'd have everyone hike together.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'd bring mine and let them walk along. Wyatt and Wyatt walking together.
That's right.
So the boundaries of the parklands of Floyd's Fork are fairly well delineated. You got some white strings that are going through. You've got signage. You have signs that are on the trees. Let's see. Okay, Selena's back. No, Marilyn. She's saying I should play Marilyn. Oh, very funny. Ha ha ha. Karen Story, thanks for being with us on today's Waggin Wednesday, brought to you by Puppy Pack Adventures. And today, Outdoor Dog Adventures with Mary Simon. So exactly what is Theo doing right now? That's your hubby, right?
Yes.
What's he doing?
So Theo's probably relaxing on the couch a little bit.
What?
Yep, it's true. He works the overnight shift as a nurse, full time. So.
Oh, who cares? You could double your income if you had him out doing this too.
Oh my gosh, the poor guy. No, believe me, he comes home exhausted. Those are 12-hour shifts. And
yes,
they
are long.
often longer than that. So.
I have great respect for nurses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where does he work?
U of L.
Oh wow, that's a tough job too.
Yep.
It's a very busy hospital.
Yes, so he's enjoying a well-deserved rest.
Oh yeah. Hey Stephen Fonte, glad that you're with us today too. So Theo, what part does he actually play in the Outdoor Dog Adventures? Does he go out on hikes occasionally with you?
Occasionally he does. He also handles the billing and payroll stuff a lot of the time.
That's helpful.
Yeah, and you know, he's a person I can bounce ideas off of, and he's got a ton of great ideas himself. I mean, he's really a born entrepreneur, I think.
Give us the best idea he's had so far.
Well, starting the company
great idea.
was definitely, I mean, it's hard to say that there's one better than that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And as you move through the process of growing this business, at this point, are you the only dog hiker, or do you have employees that actually go out and do these little jaunts with people's dogs?
Typically, it's just me.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll have an employee do it if I know a dog really well, something like that. But mostly it's me, because
automatic quality control.
Yeah. I mean, my employees are absolutely incredible, but I just like to have that additional level of oversight because I guess there are just more variables on a trail, right? Than with
as opposed to just pet walking.
A regular walk.
Yeah.
So, but I would love to have them out here more as time goes on.
What's a regular pet walk? Let's talk about the normal services as opposed to the crazy trail hiking that we're doing right now.
Yeah. So a regular walk, it could be if someone's at work or if they're out of town, and we would just come get the dog. We use our own harnesses typically because one way that dogs can get loose is just slipping out of their collar, or the collar breaks, or they back out of the harness by tucking in their elbows.
Yes.
So I'm pretty strict about that.
Yes.
So, you know, safety stuff, and then take them out for a walk. If the owner's trying to do some particular training things with them, the walkers would also implement that. So I take really detailed notes at the consultation and have that information available to the walkers. So we're all on the exact same page.
That's very good.
Yeah, really important to me. And then afterwards, the person gets photos. They get a visit report.
I love that.
What the dog did.
I love it.
Did they poop and pee? All that stuff. So
that's so helpful too, because you know there's nothing worse than having a dog sitter stay until, you know, last visit at 5 o'clock, and you get home at 9, and you're not sure whether you still have to take them out or not.
Exactly.
And you don't know. So that's a great after visit report. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and the photos are so great. You know, someone's stuck at work and like they get a cute photo of their dog. People told me they really look forward to that, and it makes me super happy to hear that.
Yes, and do you have puppy cams in your house?
Yes, we do.
I bought a $39 puppy cam, and I can look at them anytime I want on my own phone, and it's the greatest investment I ever made.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
And I can talk to them too, which is even better.
Yep.
Gracie, stop barking. That's my favorite thing. You know, she's a Jack Russell Beagle, so of course she's got the bark in her.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is awesome. Hang on there, Winston.
Hey, Winnie.
Hang on, buddy.
Rein it in, little buddy.
This is what it's like to walk on a narrow trail with two fairly decent-sized dogs, but Winnie is quite a bit bigger than Wyatt.
Yeah.
It's awfully pretty. Not how old? Winnie is 5, you said, right? How much does he weigh?
He is about 53 pounds.
Okay, and how much is this guy here?
40.
Wyatt, you're packs of muscle. I can tell.
Oh yeah, jumping into the air is his
Yes.
favorite thing.
Yes. Does he like balls too?
Obsessed with balls.
Yeah, that's what Wyatt is too. He loves to chase his ball. He always says, Mama, as long as you've got my ball, everything's going to be okay.
It's pretty much my Wyatt's attitude as well.
Do you ever go to the dog swims, Mary? Have you been?
I have not been to one. I was just talking to a friend the other day about how great they are.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to come out on Friday and Saturday. I'll just go ahead and do this plug. The Calypso Cove at the Northeast YMCA, which is in your chosen zip code, I think, will be having a dog swim before the end of the season. They let your dogs swim and then they drain the pool, which is very nice of them.
Yeah, it is.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will be there with Puppy Pack Adventures, and you will be able to purchase a Puppy Pack Adventure t-shirt and be a part of the fun. And Carla Haas with Rudy Green's Doggy Cuisine will be on hand. And it's also benefiting Livestrong, which is fantastic. Cancer survivors like Sue Knable are a part of it and do a tremendous amount to help other people with awareness and support when you're diagnosed with cancer, which is an amazing thing. And so that's going to be Friday evening and Saturday. I think it's 4 to 8 Friday and 10 to 2 or 10 to 3 on Saturday. So please come on out and join us and have some fun. And if you missed that one, look for the ones at EP Tom Sawyer and at Jewish Community Center. And I'm hoping they're not the same weekend because Brady loves to go to the dog swims.
Nice.
He's like a big polar bear. He just wafts his way through the water. And that's like the one time he will really chase a ball, when he is in the water. He wants to go get that ball. So as we want, by the way, in case anybody's wondering where we are, the Parklands of Floyd's Fork. If you want to get an afternoon away, you want to get out here, I would not suggest taking the Gene Snyder. I would suggest finding your way from Shelbyville Road or 71 or something. But if you want to get out here for an afternoon of absolute beauty and relaxation, the Parklands of Floyd's Fork is exquisite for this purpose. And what we're doing today is walking with Outdoor Dog Adventures, Mary Simon, and her two lovely dogs, Winnie and Wyatt, not to be confused with my Wyatt. A little different, but the same sweet little happy disposition. And there are many, many things that Mary can do for you. The regular dog sitting, and that's different from walking. So you actually bringing people to take care of dogs, like to stay overnight, or do you bring them to you, or is that a part of your service? Tell me about that.
So the overnight visits would be one of the sitters coming to stay in someone's home overnight.
All right.
And but we don't bring them to our home.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty nice. Your dog can maintain your regular routine while you're out of town, which
That's
is
important.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always used to have people stay in my home with the dogs, and I've had, unfortunately, a couple of experiences where I've had to take them to a kennel, and fortunately I've picked the best kennel ever, which is called Positively Professional. Happens to be in Shepherdsville, 20-minute drive, and very reasonably priced, great care, which is really nice. And you know, if the dogs could not be in their own home, that would be the place that I would want them to be. But it sounds now like I'm going to have another option with you.
Yeah.
With Outdoor Dog Adventures.
Yeah, and I can't say enough good things about our employees too.
Where do you get them? Who are some of them? Just give me kind of an idea. Give me a demographic of your employees.
Well, we only have a few right now,
okay.
But because we're very choosy.
You're
Like,
picky, yeah.
I want someone that I would trust with my own dogs.
Yes.
And I don't know. What do you want to know about them?
Well, are they younger or older? Are they primarily women or primarily men? What have you discovered to be the qualified pet sitter that you always wanted to have?
You know, we've got a nice little variety right now. You all right?
Yeah, I just slid off the wet grass.
We've got 2 women and 1 guy. One of them, she's got 4 kids.
Holy smoke!
I know. So she has been with us for a while, and Kate, she's fantastic. And then Jessica and Justin. I don't know. Jessica's a nurse. Justin triple majored in college, so we've got some really hardworking people. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I asked that question because some dogs like men, and some dogs don't. And I don't know why, I mean, I don't know any dogs that don't like women.
Yeah.
So what's that all about?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Which way are we going?
We
Coppice
can,
Woods Trail. 1.87 miles back to this point.
well, we could walk down this way, or we could turn around and there's a way back.
To go up? All right, let's see. Oh my God, you know who just chimed in here? Let me say hi to a couple more people. Daniel Ellis, welcome. Dave Willis, Amos Martin. Vicky Petsy, you better be sprayed, girl. Larvae are hatching and people are walking right into nests.
Oh my goodness.
Ew, that's gross. Let's see. Let's see what she says here. Nice trails. I can't get her. I can't see it, Vicky. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see what you've typed, and all I'm getting is icons, emoticons. So anyway, whatever you said, I'm sure it's horrifying.
Spice, come here.
I'm sure it's absolutely horrifying to think about. You know, we've got these wonderful dogs. Teresa Sherfius, welcome. Let's go back up.
Okay.
Because I want to go the other way. This is such a nice path. I'd rather not be out on the, even though that's the bicycle path.
Yeah.
Let me show that to you. And if we come back out, we will be at the creek. Do your dogs like to get in the creek? How pretty
Wyatt,
that is.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to flop down right in the water.
Yes,
Very
exactly. Well, my three, Gracie pitter-patters around at the edge, and Brady and Wyatt go swimming, which is really fun. So when we are going through the parklands of Floyd's Fork, we can truly appreciate the beauty that comes with being in eastern Jefferson County. But this is not the only park that you will take dogs hiking in.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about some of the other options.
Sometimes we go to Cherokee,
Okay.
sometimes Sawyer. Between these three general areas, I've yet to run out of interesting trails for them to go on. Sometimes it'll kind of depend on the personality of the dog.
Yeah.
Like if a dog has a little bit of trouble with bikes, maybe we'll choose a quieter trail.
Yep.
Sometimes if it's a really hot summer day, we'll choose a shadier trail. So it's a perfect variety.
Well, today is a perfect hot summer day.
It is.
And this is a perfect trail. You know, when we were up here the other day, it almost felt like it was too humid in the trees. Have you experienced that?
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
into a place where you're just enjoying the hike so much, and it's kind of light, and then you get into a heavier area, and all of a sudden you're just suffocating
Yeah.
because it's so humid inside. Now we're at this corner. This is where we took the turn. If we had wanted to go back out on the road, we would have gone the way we went. But hang on just a second. Let me show this. Just in case you ever get lost, they have these really nice signs. The best thing is they have a park staff number, 5840350. Of course, you can always dial 911 if it's a true emergency. But if you're lost, you can always dial that number, that 584 number, and the park rangers will give you instructions on how to get out. And the first time that I came out here, Mary, it was so funny because I did exactly what we just did, except, oh yeah, we're going this way, except I had no idea which way to turn. And I said, oh my gosh, we're lost, Wyatt. And Wyatt says, oh no, Mama, you're just an idiot. You can't follow the signs. And Gracie says, just pick up the phone, Mama. Pick up the phone and call the park ranger and they will tell you exactly where to go. Brady says, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go because she got us lost. Brady, that wasn't very nice. And so when you come out here, you have the safety and understanding that you can call for help if you do get lost. And they know these trails so well. And the last time the guy said to me, take a picture of what's around you. Take a picture of the trail and if there's a stream or whatever, take a picture of some landmarks and shoot them to me on my phone. I thought that was so clever. And sure enough, uh-oh, Winston says, I'm free now. Sure enough, he told me exactly where I was and gave me the guidance to get home. So park rangers are extremely clever in that regard. We're moving through the Coppice Woods Trail. And you know, there are a lot of rocks on these trails. I'm going to just show you. There are a lot of rocks. Some of them are loose. And the request is made by sign, please do not use the trails when they're muddy. And why is that, you ask? Well, they're very slippery. And if you've got an edge that falls away suddenly, it could be disastrous. So use a lot of common sense. I mean, people think that going trail hiking is no big deal. But if you go here or you go out to Bernheim, it's very, very important to observe the rules and to use a lot of caution. You don't want you or your dogs to get hurt. Mary Simon is the owner of Outdoor Dog Adventures. So far, the four of us, Winston, Wyatt, Mary, and I, are having a fabulous time walking at the parklands of Floyd's Fork. And we found out a little bit about the cost of having Outdoor Dog Adventures come to your house and take your dog out for a walk or have a sleepover or come out for a hike. What other services are available for our dogs that we love so much that we actually call them our children?
Well, sometimes we do pet taxi service.
Oh,
Yeah, so that can be
that's
handy.
helpful.
Yeah, like if your pet needs to get to the vet and you're stuck at work,
Oh, yeah.
or maybe needs to get picked up from like boarding before your flight lands. That's something.
I dropped the phone. Hold on. Good thing we're hooked up. Okay,
Yes,
go
it is.
ahead. That's a great idea, pet taxi.
Yeah.
What if your pet calls and says, I want to go to Grandma's? You come and take him?
That could be arranged. I mean,
To the groomer, to the vet. There are
Yep.
so many different possible applications for that.
Definitely.
Now, is that charged on the basis of mileage, time?
It is charged on the basis of time.
Okay.
It's per half hour.
Excellent.
That would be kind of the shortest increment that typically a trip would take.
Unless you're going to Shively, in which case
Yeah.
it will be longer, especially if you don't have the call ahead privileges so you can get in. But I tell you what, I think it would be probably less frustrating to hire you to go out and sit and wait than it would for me to do it. So
Oh yeah, and if it's a vet visit or something like that, we could do a little videotape of what the vet says,
yes,
or take really detailed notes, things like that.
brilliant idea.
And if it's the groomer, we could exercise the dogs first.
Yes,
One of my employees was just having an idea about this today, actually.
wear them out.
Yeah, how we might partner with some groomers. So if anybody knows anyone who would be a good candidate, I'm putting that out there.
I'm telling you who'd be a good candidate. Zoom Groom.
Okay.
It's the mobile Zoom unit, and a young woman owns it. Love those women-owned businesses. And she drives this great, big, beautiful Zoom mobile around town. And as soon as we finish the show, I'll tell you what her name is because it's gone completely out of my head. But she's wonderful with the dogs. She's got a really clean, beautiful mobile unit, and she would be a great opportunity. I mean, I think it would be great. I'll put you guys in touch with each other.
That would be great.
And anybody else who has a favorite groomer that might like to be a part of that, because how much sense does it make to just wear their little butts out
Yeah.
before you take them to the groomer or the vet?
Yeah, and it's a much less stressful experience for them.
Absolutely.
And everybody, and I'm sure the vet and the groomer appreciate it as well.
I'm sure they would too. Talk to me about dog personalities. I know you deal with a lot of them, so just share these things with me because I think people have a tendency, Mary, to say, oh, he was abused. He was abused. That's why he's shy. He was abused. That's why he's scared.
That is a very interesting topic. One I've been thinking about lately and was talking with our trainer recently about that. Because Wyatt is like that, and people have said that so many times about him, oh, was he abused? But actually, the first few months of a dog's life are some of the most important windows for socialization.
That's right.
And for him, he was in the shelter, and the shelter, they did a really great job, but it's still not the same
It's
as
still a
living in
shelter.
home. Yeah.
Yep.
So, he probably missed out on some things.
Yeah.
And there's also a hereditary component to some of these behaviors that people sometimes underestimate. There's a good chance that this sort of shyness and fear of new things runs in his family, just as it does with humans, right? They've done those studies with babies where some of them react with laughter to a novel experience.
Yep.
Other ones are afraid, and Wyatt would be the one who's afraid.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So he's taught me a lot because there are challenges, and it's a good thing.
Well, and you just said something that was so interesting. My Wyatt is also the one who is afraid of thunderstorms. It's pretty much all, but loud noises, fireworks, thunderstorms are just terrifying experiences for him. And he was in the Humane Society till he was about 10 weeks old, which was a month longer than Brady and Gracie were. So they came to me at 6 weeks, and I didn't get Wyatt until 10 or 11 weeks. And for some reason, I think that has made a difference, because Brady and Gracie have never flinched at a loud noise or a storm or fireworks or anything else. God forbid, the one day that we were at the vet in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Two factors that can really send a dog over the edge. Brady and Gracie were completely calm, and Wyatt was in my lap, and he's a 70-pound dog.
Oh boy.
So, but it's, you know, that is an interesting statement, that it's hereditary, and it has a lot to do with social influences. And of course, you know, the three of them have grown up together, and as each puppy has come into the pack, the older one has raised them. Gracie raised Brady, and Gracie and Brady raised Wyatt, and the personality differences are extreme.
Yes.
They're all a little bit gregarious, because I think they're also reflections of their mother. But Gracie is more just retiring, you know. She's more restrained. Brady's in your face. Wyatt loves to be loved. But I'm always interested when people say, yeah, I rescued a dog. He was so abused. When there's absolutely no factual evidence in a particular case to back that up.
Right.
And I hate labeling a dog.
Yeah.
You know, it's like saying a shy child was abused.
Right.
And it's just not always the case.
Yep, that's a really interesting point.
Yeah, so I'll stop pontificating about that now. Let's stop for a second and take a look around us. We had some interesting damage. There's a lot of bugs that go into trees. We lost some really beautiful trees down at Crescent Hill Reservoir due to elm borers and elm ash borers. And they've got some tree rot out here where they've actually come and cut into the tree, and they left a little police officer here to guard it. Yeah, I saw that and I thought, okay, that's really nice. Hey, Tara Murphy King, glad to have you. Darlene, the sound is probably low because the microphone is buried.
Oh,
Hang
you know
on.
what?
Hang on.
That's a good
Thank
point.
you, Darlene. Here, hold on to the phone for
All
one
right.
quick second. Yeah, except put your hand
That's
over.
my hand.
It's low. Thanks,
My bad.
Darlene, for cluing us in there. It's because with all of our fabulous exercise that we're getting here, we've got to keep our mics up. Thanks for telling us that.
Darlene.
Hey, Anthony, glad to see you. Pat Biven, David and Janet Hedrick, Vicky. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wait till after the show is over to take a look at the dire warnings that I'm sure that you have typed to me. But I did go buy permethrin, and I have been spraying that on all my clothes, and I still use Deep Woods Off, even though Vicky said that is not effective against ticks.
Interesting.
It is interesting, because I would like to believe that it is, but you know, I also bow to her extraordinary knowledge about ticks. She herself has Lyme disease, so does every member of her family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they've had a lot of repercussions from that. There are a lot of other issues that arise as a result of having Lyme.
Winston himself has had Lyme disease.
Winston has. Did he get over it?
He did, yeah, some antibiotics. It seems like his was a pretty mild case. We actually didn't really notice much of anything with him. It was just a blood test that revealed it.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Have you ever been tested?
I have not.
I went and got tested
boy.
for Lyme.
Oh my god.
And I got an Ehrlichia test as well, and I got a Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever test. All came back negative. Thank God, because I got enough problems.
Yeah, you know, that's actually an interesting thought. Maybe I should get tested.
It's just a standard blood test,
Yeah.
which is always good to have in tick-infested Kentucky.
Yeah.
So they've even done this. I wondered what this delicious smell was. It's all these wood cuts that they've done to get trees off of the trail, because a few trees have fallen even since Sunday, which is pretty amazing. Bernheim does such paths, and these people are learning to do the same thing. Do you ever go down there and walk? Have you been to Bernheim Forest?
I've only been a couple of times.
Oh, you've got to go. The River Run, Rock Run is my favorite because there's a creek.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. One of our clients actually is on the board of Bernheim. So
Really?
he's super enthusiastic about it.
Wow, I love that. And when we get to the back side of this trail, I'm going to give Mary a chance to do the rundown again on all of the services provided by Outdoor Dog Adventures and the costs associated with those services, because there are so many people who just wish that they had more time to spend with their animals. You know, and I really respect people who say, I don't have a dog because I don't have time for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I really respect them, and I always say, get a cat. Cats are like, I don't really care if you come home or not, but if you're around, I'll probably curl up around your head and everything will be fine. But you can't do that with a dog.
Yep, huge time commitment, more than I ever would have imagined. But
And yeah, now you're doing it full time.
yep, that's right.
Well, and you know, they're pack animals.
Yeah.
And they need to be with their packs. And I imagine that, you know, having more than one dog to keep each other company, same concept with having 2 cats, is preferable to the other alternative. But I still think they need their humans. And if you have not time to really spend quality time with your dog, then pass on the dog for now, or hire this woman, Mary Simon, with Outdoor Dog Adventures, and she will be happy to occupy your puppy's time while you are at work or traveling. What is the longest vacation you guys have ever taken care of someone for?
We haven't. I should mention, with the vacation stays, that's typically not something that's open to people in general. It's usually our current clients who already do walking and things like that.
Makes sense.
Just because we really like to know the people and know the dog. There's a lot of things that can happen when someone's out of town. We like to know what we're getting into so we can provide the best possible service.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that I have been a part of 2 massive dog hunts for people who have been out of town, and thank God both dogs have turned up.
Yeah, gosh, what a nightmare.
Yeah, one of them unfortunately was hit, but Jefferson Animal Hospital saved her life.
Oh, boy.
And she was, God, she must have been 15 when it happened, and she's still trucking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing. She broke her leg and they fixed her, and she's back to normal. And so I can understand that. You don't want to take on a dog that you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're right. It's scary when people are out of town to have something. That's your worst. That's to get a call. I haven't lost any of mine.
No, nor have we. We're just super careful.
Well, I should take that back. I did lose one who ended up being hit by a car, and it was $13,000 to repair her legs. And thank God, Metropolitan Veterinary Specialty, Dr. Stephen Royals, put her back together.
Wow.
She was named Emma Lou, the coonhound that could, and you can find her story by just Googling that, Emma Lou, the coonhound that could. She became Louisville's coonhound because this happened way back in 2010, and the whole town chipped in. It was the first time that social media had ever really been used to find a dog and then help get a dog healed, because who's got $13,000 lying around?
Not a lot of us.
Not too many people. And it was certainly amazing, and a gratitude I will always have for the gift of the people in Louisville who love their animals.
Yes.
So we have departed the trail, and it has just been a delightful walk in the trees, even though I'm sweating like there's no tomorrow. So I'm hoping that,
oh my,
what do we have there? Oh, look at this. We have something wild.
My goodness.
We have something wild, and Wyatt saw it and heard it. It may be one of those wild pigs. Those wild pigs run out. I'll keep the camera like this so I can see it if it comes on the trail after us. Don't stand behind me, whatever. I'm standing behind Wyatt and Winston. So I'm hoping that Mary will take us down to the beautiful creek.
Yes.
And let them get in it. I'll get in it. I actually had to get in it on Saturday or Sunday because Brady got stuck.
Oh my.
He was standing out in the middle of the river, and he just looked at me and said, "I'm stuck. Mommy, help me." So I waited out there, and he wasn't really stuck. He just wasn't sure what to do at the moment. I know.
Just needed some emotional support.
He just needed some emotional support, and God knows I'm all about emotional support. So, gosh, this is such a beautiful park. I just love it. If you go this way on the Loop Trail, the Louisville Loop, just be aware of the fact that most of it is not covered. So you're going to be out in the sun if you're on a sunny day. Now on a cloudy day, it would probably be beautiful. But I would definitely recommend, if you're going to go on the Louisville Loop, be prepared for a lot of sun. When you come on, you don't want the...
Had Giardia once in his life. And
ouch! Hang on, I got to put my personal hotspot away.
Here
we go.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. And
you want me to give it to him?
We have. Oh yeah, we have a.
Oh, hang on, I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah,
Look at you. Look how quick you are.
All right, boys.
Look at this.
Want a little water?
She's got the double bowl. Look at this. Look at that
Squint.
big boy.
Look, Bubby. A bit of water for you. Wyatt wants both of them. Such a little pig.
Yeah, my Wyatt goes after the
Hey, Winnie.
the
drink
water,
some water,
too.
bud.
You thirsty?
It's like, I just want the creek water.
You
He's
thirsty?
hunting, actually. He's
Winnie's
thinking about
hunting.
whatever animal we heard a little while ago.
Okay, come here, buddy.
Winnie,
Come here, baby.
Winnie Winston,
Come here. Back
can you
up.
drink some?
Back
some
up
water,
so
Bubby?
we don't get our... There we go. We don't want to get our microphone cords.
Well, I don't think he's going to
Taken
drink any,
off.
so.
He's not going to drink?
Would you like some water?
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
I'm
I've got
gonna have a
my...
little myself.
You help yourself. We got to stay hydrated. During the summer, people don't realize how quickly dehydration can occur. And so one of the
Yeah.
things I always tell people, I usually wear a backpack. Today I just have a little fanny pack with my equipment in it, but I usually wear a backpack because I want people to be able to get anything that I have in my backpack while we're on the road. And the other day, I had a little kid who came by, 3 years old, with his mom, and he'd gotten bitten by something, not a snake, but something. And it was so funny because I said, I've got a first aid kit. We got his little wound taken care of. It was probably like a chigger or something, a mosquito. Okay, here we go. Here we go into the creek. I'll let you go first. And we will work our way through.
Wyatt's pleased.
Oh my gosh, look at Wyatt. You're so excited. The flow is very slow right now.
All right, bud.
Very, very slow. Okay, Winnie. Can Winnie go off leash or no?
Winston is a bit less reliable with his recall.
Okay,
so
good idea.
keep him on.
So here we are at the beautiful creek, Floyd's Fork. A lot of gorgeous homes have been built out in this part of the county. There he goes.
Oh, Wyatt.
There he goes. I
You
wish I
funny
could
boy.
lie down with you. That looks so comfortable. It does. It
do
looks
you
like
think,
just
Winnie?
the kind of place that I would want to lie down myself. And he's drinking the creek water. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, that felt good. He says, okay, that's all. That's what I needed. Just a little walk. I love it. Winnie, you are a very good boy. You're not going to go get wet, are you? Is it not in a poodle's nature to want to go lie down in the middle of the creek, Winnie?
I think it
Tell
varies
the
from
truth.
poodle to poodle. He's more partial to ocean water, actually.
Oh, when did they tell me about going to the beach with dogs? That's always fun.
Yes, we actually in Boston we used to live pretty near a beach, so
Cool.
we would take him as a puppy.
One of the things I learned about beaches, which is very interesting, there goes the famous and powerful Wyatt. Does he swim? Does he like to get in
He
the
loves
deep part?
to swim.
Awesome. Yep, there you go.
About to.
There you go, buddy. Oh, look at you
Oh,
go.
he's so happy.
Look at you go.
Oh,
I just didn't know this about saltwater, but saltwater can actually kill a dog. So you have to take a lot of fresh water to the beach. For those of you who are going down for the final escape before winter strikes and you're stuck in school and everything else, and you have to have holidays with your family. You can't go. Oh, no.
oh boy. Oh no. Neck down.
Yeah.
Do you want my mic?
Those of you who are watching, hang on to that. If you can't hear me, let me know.
Yeah, the mic just dropped in the water.
The mic
so-
just fell into Floyd's Fork. I think we're going to be okay. Hey, Arlene McVeigh, the famous Leanne Drake Myers mom. Hey, Ed Jutt. Hey, Jennifer Hatton, Sandra Rouse, Jason Ashley Gardner. Hey, how you doing? So the two of us are standing in the middle of the creek, if you can't tell. And I'm leaving it up to one of you, whoever it is. The last one standing is Arlene McVeigh. Tell me if you've lost my audio. Because if you have lost my audio, then I will unplug and just use this other mic. But if you've lost my audio, it's because I dropped the mic in the creek, which was a really bad thing to do. Okay, there goes Wyatt. He's out there again. Here stands Winnie, not moving. Just peacefully standing with feet in the water. What do you do when a dog gets overheated, Mary?
Well, prevention is best. We bring water and bowls with us, and I'm also really careful about the heat, like the temperature as well as the humidity, because
Yes.
of course that is a huge factor.
It is.
And take rests on really hot days. If they overheat though, you're going to want to get their body temperature cooler, and most of all, get them to a vet as soon as possible.
Yeah, this is a perfect thing to help immediately. If you happen to be in an area where there's water, their pads are the things that really have to be cooled. And, I carry alcohol wipes in my car because that
yeah.
helps to disperse the heat in the pads, but you don't want to drop them in cold water.
Right, right.
The vet told me that. Don't drop them in cold water. You have to, lower their temperature gradually.
Very gradually, yeah.
And that's what vets do best. Hey, where are you, Wyatt? Come on, let's walk this way a little bit and watch the big Wyatt Meister. Good boy! You are such a good boy. Yes, you are. Can I pick up your leash? Yeah? Okay, good. You are such a good boy. Look at him. He let me pick up his leash. He didn't think I was going to steal him. So he's probably used to me by now.
Yeah.
We've walked together for an hour. It's a good thing. Good boy, Wyatt. All right, Mary, as we leave the beauty of the Floyd, and by the way, everybody says they can hear us, which is fantastic. Hey, Gary Heine, neighbor. Gary lives in my neighborhood, which is Crescent Hill. He has a wonderful dog named Henry, who does everything without a leash.
Oh, lovely.
That dog, and he's a little bit of a wanderer. I found him one time. He got out of a gate at the house, and I found him wandering up and down Frankfurt Avenue looking for a handout.
Oh my.
Which I quickly gave him because he's the most precious dog in the world. So guys, Mary Simon with Outdoor Dog Adventures is available to help you take care of your dogs. And we're going to go up the hill now. This will be kind of fun. Let me show you where we're walking. This is the parking lot by the creek, just so you can get acclimated if you've been out here to the Parklands. And then you have to go up a hill. And in previous iterations, when I have been very tired, I have just let Brady and Wyatt do the heavy lifting, and they walk ahead of me and just pull me up the hill. Which is very mean, but it's a beautiful park, and there are so many different. How many other trails do you like to go on? I mean, have you been on several of them?
Yeah. Sometimes we go to the other part of Beckley too,
Yeah.
where the more wildflowers are and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
If the viewers want to see Wyatt's jumping skills, he would be happy to show you.
Yes, please. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm going to step back here. Now, where are you going? Is he going to do
over
this?
this one.
He's going to leap?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Well, why? Over.
Whee! Good job, Wyatt! You are so smart and so brave and so tremendously athletic.
Good job, bud.
Good job. Way to go. He's like, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. He's a good boy. So other parts of let's see what this says. Oh, Darlene says the Quad Squad loves to go there. Yeah, well, the Quad Squad, 4 dogs. You can imagine the Quad Squad. She's got 4 Dobies, and they're adorable. Aww. And she's an awesome animal rescuer and finder, and we love our Darlene Brumleve. Okay, so back to you.
Yeah.
Mary Simon, Outdoor Dog Adventures. And let's just do a rundown of the services that you provide and just a general cost estimate.
Okay, so we do 20-minute walks, 30-minute walks, and hour-long walks, and that ranges anywhere from $19 to $35, and it'll be $2 less per service if it's 3 or more times a week.
Okay.
We do pet taxi services, which are billed by the half hour. We do, for our current clients, we do overnight services where someone will come stay in the home and, sleep next to your pup, keep him company, and then we do our marvelous hiking adventures.
Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun.
Yes, which are $50 or $40 if it's more than one dog or a dog more than once a week.
Is that $40 per dog if they gave you 2?
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right. Just make sure that we get the information out there correctly.
Yep. Oh, and I should also mention that the prices for the walks.
Yeah.
The first 2 dogs there's not an additional fee for the second dog.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get on your list?
We're taking on new clients.
You are?
Currently.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what you find out about a lot of dog walkers, is they just don't have any more room on their schedule.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about having employees, though.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
That's absolutely true. So, when you are looking on the web, what are we going to be looking for?
OutdoorDogAdventures.com.
Let's go up to the sign. Here we go. OutdoorDogAdventures.com. Mary Simon. Wyatt, thank you. Look at that. Touch your head. That was so cute. Wyatt, do you want to go have dinner? Are you hungry? Is Mommy going to take you home?
It's a hungry boy.
You're going to suck that food down, aren't you, Winston? Hi. Thank you so much for letting me go on your dog walk with you. And Mom, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
And we will have you back. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and we'll follow
great.
the success of Outdoor Dog Adventures, the professional dog walking services that also allow hiking, overnight visits, and so much more.
And you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, I have seen you on Facebook, and I love all the people who follow you. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. Hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go home and wipe off the sweat, and then after I get cooled off, I'm going to take the pups out for their evening walk when it gets a little bit cooler. Happy Waggin' Wednesday to you. Love y'all, and I'll see you on Monday.